and welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are having another educator from Turkey, and she is an education consultant, Dr. Yağmur Ersoy. When she comes, we are going to start our live session with her. I'm waiting for her to join, and there she is. If you let me invite you, hocam, with her today. I'm waiting for her to join. Yes. Yes, hocam. But sometimes I think it takes a little bit time to start the live session in Instagram. Just a moment, hocam. I'll send you again. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Yağmur hocam.
How are you, hocam?
I'm fine. It's great to see you,
Yeah,
hocam.
it's great
And
to see you too. Thank you for inviting me. Normally, I get accustomed to host other people, especially the educators, but for this time, I am the guest, changing roles.
yes, I know that. I'm really happy that, and I want to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for Teacher Talks and being my guest tonight for our 181st session. I'm really happy to have you here.
Thank you. By the way, I would like to thank you too, because I have chance to watch your series, your programs about language teaching. They are very successful. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, hocam. It's really nice to hear from you these things. And I know that you are very busy, so if you are ready, can we start?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Thank you for
I
listeners, for the ones who watch us. For
yeah,
you once
definitely.
again. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, hocam. Yağmur hocam, I know about you, but maybe our audiences would like to know about you. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
Haha. I am currently working at Özyeğin University in prep program right now. And so far, I gained different experiences as working as an administrator, educator, EFL instructor from kindergarten to university,
Wow.
different levels in K-12 schools. And now I am an experienced teacher. I have been teaching 15 years. And
Wow.
I completed my PhD in 2023, just a novice academician. So it's nice to be here, right?
It's wonderful. Thank you very much, hocam,
Yeah.
for sharing your, how can I say, your experiences with us here. And Yağmur hocam, my next question is, what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
For sure, PhD, because I really liked writing my thesis. It was about emotional intelligence. And the thesis, the topic was totally about peoples, teachers as people, and also educators, students, emotional capacities, capabilities,
I see.
strengths, and weaknesses. So while I was working on it, I saw my weaknesses as a
Oh,
teacher,
I see.
as a person. So if you become aware of your weaknesses, that means you start understanding your strengths and how to manage your emotions, especially the hard ones.
I see.
That was my turning point in my life. And I believe that This topic contributed much to my personal and professional life.
Oh, I see. I
That was
see.
my turning point, right?
I understand, and I'm sure that it really helped you to understand. You mentioned that it helped me about realizing my weaknesses, and I'm sure that after that you improved that part a lot. hmm Wonderful.
Definitely. So, especially demotivated students,
hmm
unsuccessful ones, the vulnerable ones,
hmm
considering their different backgrounds, I started understanding them more, I can
I
say.
got.
Because
I see.
English language teaching and also learning is a sensitive issue. In your young ages, even at primary school, if you don't like your teacher, if you are not encouraged to learn new vocabularies, if you are not encouraged to, if some people, let's say, didn't believe in you,
I
then
see.
that's a big problem.
hmm
One area is math and one area is English, I guess.
Yeah,
The
I agree
people
with you.
think that those two fields are quite difficult to gain.
Totally. I totally agree with you. For example, I'm an English teacher, but I trust my English, but another way, I can't say this for my math because I
Yeah.
really, I can't, do complex problems. I think that's my weakness point.
Yeah, it could be, definitely. And the majority of the language teachers complaining about their maths. But there is a
Definitely.
difference, I guess. If you are good at maths, you can solve the problems. Everything is on the table. But English requires to know productive skills. You need to
Uh-huh.
show your language. You need to speak. You need to write. Yani.
I see. Definitely. Thank you very much, Ajam. And you have said that you have been teaching for almost 15
15
years as an
years. Yeah.
as a language teacher. And I'm sure that in this time in your career, you have tried different methodologies, different techniques, and different strategies in your lessons. And I'm sure that you have a philosophy of teaching. And what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Mhm. Um, in second language acquisition, you know Christian, right?
Yes.
And he has an theory about low effective filter. If students feel encouraged and motivated to learn something, they will be better
Mm-hmm.
of anything. And uh, my purpose, my teaching philosophy covers what emotional intelligence theory tell me.
I see.
I try to understand all emotions of my students. If they are demotivated, if they hesitate to learn a new language, if they had difficulties, and especially if they are unsuccessful, if they have barriers, if they have limits in their
Uh-huh.
minds, uh, I am talking with them a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
also, more specifically, to teach English, a language is for communication. All the time I believed in this. So I am trying to develop my students' productive skills, speaking and writing.
I see.
And in these years, in recent years, let's say, I am not seeing myself as a teacher because now it is possible for students to learn anything, not only language. They
Yes,
are
you are right.
using ChatGPT, AI, everything else. It's possible to learn English from films, songs. Students already know them.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do something different. So, as uh, it takes place in the literature, we are facilitators from now on.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
We can just guide students to learn something. It's not possible for us to teach something. They already know their own ways. Just try to find individual preferences of the students.
I see.
What kind of learners they are? What are their interests? How can I approach them as a teacher? What are their needs? I think these are the important questions. And from now on, in that era, that's my philosophy.
I see.
If you ask me the same question as a novice teacher 15 years ago, my response for sure will be quite different. But now, under those circumstances, in this digital era, we are just facilitators. We don't do much. Yani, let's
I
say.
see. I got it. I see, hocam. You are right. This having this, the technological improvements, like you just mentioned that, like other tools like AI, like ChatGPT or other things, the information, all the knowledge actually exists there. We just show the students how to use them. That's the case, I think. You just
We
mentioned it.
just take role as a guidance, yani. Yeah.
I see. Thank you. And hocam, we are educators, and in our career and in our lives, I can easily say that we have a lot of stories. Sometimes we have bad stories, sometimes we have good ones, sometimes we have failed stories, and sometimes we have success stories. And my question is about your success stories. If it's okay for you, can you tell us maybe one or two success stories of yours? Yeah, something inspirational. But if you want to talk about failed ones, we can also listen to them. It's all your choice.
I have more fails than my successes.
Okay, I got it.
For example, I wasn't a good student, especially in secondary school. My English was 0 all the time.
Oh,
It was difficult for me to learn new target words. My friends were always better than me in this course. But in high school, my teacher changed my life.
perfect.
I liked her much, and I believed in myself. I started getting successful grades. Then it was another turning point for me, but I can't say it was a success. I failed enough, then I reached it. And one day, in a parent meeting in the secondary school, my teacher called my mother and said, Yağmur wants to be an English teacher, and she wants to work on language. However, she is not enough to work in this area. I think she will be good at in maths or another thing.
Oh, I see.
Let's change the way, she said. And my mom came back home crying and said, Yağmur, why don't you think other fields?
Oh,
Yeah, I was really disappointed. It was a fail for me, but then everything changed. My prejudice about myself changed, and I started believing in myself. Then my parents believed me, and I became successful in this era for me. Yani maybe from this point we can understand that standardized tests are not everything. We need to evaluate our testing approach.
I see.
Maybe the system doesn't work with me. One does not fit at all. That was valid for me.
I got it.
Yeah.
That can the case. But you just mentioned about, like, I believe that for the students, teachers, our parents, takes a really important role in their education career. That's why I think.
Definitely. They need to work collaboratively. Later on, I understood its importance, how important it is in our lives. And the all is looking at me. Merve is saying at the back.
I saw that one. I think she mentioned this one behind behind me. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I think you are ill, hocam, huh? Are you okay?
No.
You have stuffed nose, no?
No, I'm just allergy.
Ah,
That's why.
you're
I'm really
allergic
sorry
to
about it. Yeah.
something. Ah,
Yeah,
that's
that's the
okay.
reason about my allergy. But I'm okay. I'm not
Hope you get
ill.
better soon, right?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, hocam. Okay. And can I move to another question, or would you like to add anything else?
No, nothing.
Okay.
But people need to be aware of their um, unsuccessful moments. They are memorable moments.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I
And my
really, really,
fails are much more than my successes.
I got it. Thank you very much for sharing that moment with us, hocam. And you are educator and language teachers, and we are all, I think, the most of the people and audiences are language teachers, and they, in their, the classes and the lessons, they have used a lot of different activities.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that you have also, use a lot of, different activities in your lessons. Can you tell us maybe one or two activities that you like to use for your classes?
Mm,
If you have some secrets ones that you only use it and share us
mm.
here, we will be happy.
Yeah, visuals are quite important, Volkan Hocam.
Mm-hmm.
Students like videos, students like watching something. And I am using Oscar-nominated animation films released by Pixar.
Uh-huh.
They refer to social and emotional learning, by the way. They are correlated with our units in Skola, Özyeğin University. I am when they go parallel, when the topics go parallel to those videos, I am trying to use them. At the beginning, as a warm-up session, I am asking some questions. For example, if it is about social learning, I am asking them, what is sociology? What do you understand from humans' communication? After eliciting some answers, we are watching those nominated and award-winning films. Then start discussing in pairs or groups, and the students like them a lot because
Mm-hmm.
it touches upon their
I
emotions.
see.
While they are using the language, they also digest information and start talking about them. So from here, for all teachers, for all educators, and for those who are interested in this area, I can suggest some animation films released by Pixar, Oscar-winning awards. The Umbrella, for example. It is for all levels, by the way.
Uh-huh.
From Pixar, again, The Joy Story, Umbrella. When you write them on Google, Pixar, Oscar-nominated films, you will see them. And students like talking about them. That's one of my activity. I want students to keep journals about their emotions
Yeah,
in
that's nice.
their personal life, also about their changing moods, for example. I am asking them to keep a mood meter.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
in Yale University, Mark Brackett is the director of Emotional Intelligence Center, and he released a mood meter, red, blue, yellow, and green colors. Actually, we have a limited capacity of emotion names,
Uh-huh.
and he divided the emotions into four through these
I
colors
see.
and gave different names to those colors. Now,
Oh,
since my students know a lot of emotion names, I am just asking them, what color are you today?
mm.
And it means, how do you feel
How do you
today?
feel today?
Right.
Mhm.
It's a very important question. At the very beginning of the day, I am asking their moods.
I
And
see.
it creates a sincere interaction between me and them.
Definitely. I'm sure
Yeah.
that it does. We also asking the question, and I've been teaching for a long time for the fifth graders, not like university level. The fifth graders are really, the young
Young ones.
students. And yeah, exactly. And I always, every time, I ask the same questions to them before starting the lessons, like how do you feel today, and what are you doing? What did you do yesterday? Or do you want to say anything special to us today? Or what are you expecting from today? Something like this, these questions. And it really creates a really good, the relation, as you mentioned here about it with the students.
Yeah, definitely. You are right. Beyond the levels, actually,
Uh-huh.
I would like to also add giving a lot of homework, sometimes all in vain.
I
Yani,
see.
we need to give students some time to get prepared about their weaknesses in grammar, in speaking, in writing. If we guide them all the time, they they don't become autonomous learners.
I see.
Autonomy is
All
quite
right.
important. I
Definitely.
give them
Mm-hmm.
space. We need to give them a room to develop. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. I totally agree with
yeah.
you. That's a really important
These
point.
are my tricks, let's say. Volkan hocam.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much for sharing your tricks with us, Hojam. But I really like the idea of using, the Pixar videos with the students. I'm sure that they really like it. And it's really sometimes, they take their attention to the lesson. And sometimes they really like to talk about that kind of things instead of, having a whole grammar lessons, like using that videos and, make them talk about it by using the grammar structures. Maybe that makes it more fun for them, for the lesson.
Definitely. Definitely. So,
I see.
to summarize, let's say keeping mood journal,
Mm-hmm.
um, mood meter about their
Exactly.
emotions, right? Pair work, group work all the time, and autonomy. Do not
Autonomy.
give a lot of projects, homework. Let them give a room, yani,
I
to
see. I
develop,
got it.
to develop, right?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. Yağmur Hocam, we know that you're working at Özyeğin University, and that's really one of the best universities. And I want to ask you a question about the system of the school, if it's okay for you.
Please
Like,
do
what
so.
makes the special of Özyeğin University prep school system than other systems?
First of all, I would like to emphasize that we have a really good friends there. Friendship is quite important.
I'm
Sharing
sure it is.
information,
Mm-hmm.
sharing your moments. I love the people at Özyeğin University. First of all, I would like to tell this and to tell the truth. Apart from other universities, I worked in different departments, different universities.
Mm-hmm.
But what I see here, all people feel safe and comfortable
I
about
see.
their works. We are working collaboratively. Everyone is open to help each other. Yeah, that's my point first. And what makes Özyeğin different from other
Uh-huh.
departments? The teachers are very qualified, for sure. The materials, the program, and the curriculum are neatly prepared. There is no shock. There is no something sudden. Everything is
I see.
clear at the very beginning of the term. The meetings are clear. We know what to do. And that's important. If you don't know them in advance, it becomes a very tiring job.
Uh-huh.
Teaching is a very demanding profession already.
You're right.
So such kind of things make our lives easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yani. About the topics, everything is pre-packed. They are ready in our Z drive. And the materials are easy to use, user-friendly for teachers, easy to follow, easy to
Wonderful.
understand, and they go parallel with our testing system.
That's important. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure that it helps you a lot there.
Yeah. One more thing. If you have a problem, you can sincerely talk about the deficit parts of a curriculum, of an exam.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
This is not possible everywhere.
you are right. That's not possible. You're right. That's an important point, by the way. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
To have that.
Right. You are listened carefully, and this makes a lot, believe me.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Thank you very much, Hocam, for
Yeah.
sharing this this important information about as a university. And
Thank you for this question as well, Brian.
oh, you're welcome. And what I want to ask you about it, you are an experienced language teacher, and you have been teaching for a long time to a lot of students in Turkey and maybe in other countries, I don't know. But what I want to ask you that if you have a chance to change one thing about language education in Turkey, what would you change? That's really critical
Testing,
question.
testing, and
Testing.
testing, and
And
the
can I ask you the
evaluation
why?
system.
Uh-huh.
Uh, because standardized tests are valued more than they are. Yani.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, parents like certificates, parents like scores, and we are an exam-oriented country.
You're
However,
right.
learning, acquiring a language is much more than this. If you identify yourself, if you understand your interlocutor, that's enough sometimes. Of course, we need to evaluate, we should do something, but our system still cover multiple choice. Some paragraph questions. They are not enough. They are not realistic. Sorry. One more thing, teacher education in the
Uh-huh.
faculties. Yani, in-service education system I would like to change, definitely. Because in-service education, teachers generally take some courses about technology, of
I
course,
see.
AI, of course, ChatGPT, okay. But what about the soft skills? We are not robots. We are people.
You
We
are
are
right.
human.
Mm-hmm.
So, where are the teachers' emotions? Stressed out teachers lead to stressed out students.
Mm-hmm.
The more
That.
stressful
Mm-hmm.
you are, the more stressful your students are.
You are right. Totally. I'm totally agree with you, Hocam.
And we need to clearly show the framework of teaching to university students,
Mm-hmm.
pre-service ones. They need to see the reality. They need to go to the schools when they are freshmen, even
I see.
at the very
Mm-hmm.
beginning of their university years, because you learn teaching at school.
You are right. You are definitely right about it. Thank you. Thank you very
I
much,
think
Hocam.
these are
That
the
and you
deficits, yani.
deficits. I got it. And you mentioned the important points also. Thank you.
Mhm.
And we we use the term social emotional learning, and it's really common, as you know that. And I'm sure that you are experienced about it, if I'm not wrong, and you have kind of a lot of topics related with social emotional learning. And some people, when they first hear it, so they can't understand it. So for them, can you just give us a brief info? What is social emotional learning?
Social and emotional learning is about our social life, and it's about our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
In the United States of America, 1995, CASEL is founded. CASEL is a foundation, and it is for social and emotional learning. Why it is founded? It aimed to support teachers, educators, students, and parents about this terminology. And it stems from positive psychology.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can ask our listeners what psychology is and what positive psychology is. What is the difference between them? That could be our key question. And it stems from also, it is grounded by the theory of emotional intelligence. What is it? Very briefly. It covers self-awareness. Are you aware of your strengths and weaknesses? If you are a self-aware person, then can you manage, control your emotions, especially the bad ones? However, actually, there is no good or bad emotion. All emotions are emotions. But still, for the difficult ones to manage, how successful you are, that is our point. What kind of strategies you are using in controlling your emotions? Then your relationship skills.
I see.
Okay, today we are talking about AI, many things, but in your work life, in your own personal life, do you have difficulties with your relationships? Can you establish and maintain friendships long, for example?
Right. That's
Can you identify yourself to the people? Are you an empathic person? Are you successful enough to empathize with others? Are you aware of the difference between sympathy and empathy?
I see.
Are you crying with the people who cry? Or your purpose is just to understand and listen to those people actively without thinking what you say when the turn is yours?
You are right. You are right.
Responsible decision making. We are decision makers of our lives. However, not only children or teenagers or university students, young adults, I mean, even adults sometimes cannot take responsibility of their lives.
You are right.
We
face a
make
lot.
some decisions, but we get disappointed and start accusing of others, for example. It covers responsible decision making. And it is the summary of social and emotional learning. Right.
Thank you. Thank you very
But
much, Hocam.
knowing this is not enough for a teacher.
Of course.
It is crucial to know how you integrate SEL into your classroom.
Into your classroom. You are right. Yeah. And by the way, you just mentioned that my next questions actually related to SEL again. So, when we say social emotional learning, and it has a lot of effects, especially on our students, but how do these affect students? And what should teachers do about it?
In terms of teaching, for about integration,
Sure.
you are
Of course.
asking.
Okay.
For example, in my thesis, one of the teachers asked students, they were third graders, she worked with young learners, and asked students, what is the weather like? Considering the weather conditions, students matched their emotions with weather conditions, for example.
I see.
While she was teaching the conditions, rainy, sunny, foggy, anything else, they started matching those words with their emotions. They started establishing their own emotion dictionary, for example. Because we have limited capacity, even in our own native language, Turkish. When you ask someone else, how do you feel today? İyiyim, kötüyüm. These are what Turkish people say. And the same scenario is valid for while we were speaking English. Yani,
yes.
Good, bad. We need to broaden, expand our vocabulary knowledge about emotions, for example. They can prepare some project works. They can arrange their mood meters. One of the teachers prepared a mood meter, for example. In the class, when students just came in the classroom, they arranged their mood meter according to their moods. They liked it much. One more thing, they talked about their values. what makes you different from other people? Some discussion
Uh-huh.
questions also help students to become aware of their weakness and strengths, for example.
I see.
They started keeping journals in English.
Mm-hmm. That will help.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some films were recommended to watch, and then they are expected to write reaction papers about them in high school. And at the
That's
end of the term, believe me, everything is changing. The teacher's perspective, the student's perspective about themselves and learning English, they all changed. It was a nice experience for me to see such changes in students' academic capabilities and their uh,
mm-hmm.
personal
Personal
lives, let's say,
life
right?
skills. I see.
Mm,
Got it. And I'm sure that it's totally, the effects in their career, especially maybe even if,
hope
even
so.
it affects their, how can I say, their social life, their, when they have in the classroom, it affects a lot of in different aspects.
Mm,
Hmm. And there is someone asks you something, Yağmur hocam, can we reach
mhm.
out to you in such matters? Oh, Merve hocam is
Can
asking.
reach for sure all the time hocam. Whenever else. It's easy to reach me.
Yeah,
Can I
right.
read some
Of,
comments? Kutsal
of course,
Aydın Milli Birlik
of course. And there are some
Sevgi.
also at
Oh,
the
they are
top.
writing
There's a
a lot.
question, by the
Positive
way.
strength and happiness. Psychological always one mind and for example, we asked the difference between positive psychology and psychology, and one of
Uh-huh.
our listeners says, Me Albayrak, positive psychology studies strength and happiness. Psychology covers all aspects of mind and
Mind and
behavior.
behavior. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Plus, psychology deals with personality disorders, psychiatric issues, and its aim is to solve a psychological problem. However, positive psychology uh, makes us become aware of our capabilities.
You are
Its
right.
aim is to increase our motivation about life and about our career. What is a person's uh, strengths? It covers.
Mm-hmm.
It, its aim is to make us reach our potential.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is right. Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Eye
Thank you very
contact,
much, hocam.
feeling, and emotions have important roles during the lesson. Özlem Ergin, definitely it is.
Mm-hmm.
Kutsal aile birliğimiz, milli beraberliğimiz,
That's very long.
evet. Yes. Sevgiden büyük bir inanın yoktur dünya yaradanın. Always simply, always. Okay, thanks. Thank you all.
Thank
Right.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you, hocam. And let me ask you another question about it. And
Please.
thank you very much for all the the answers about SEL. That's really important issues for these days, actually for a long time, but it's really the important for all of us right now. And that I'm sure that you are doing a lot of things, and especially in education life, and you are working and you have a live sessions like us, and you have different topics and different jobs. And what I want to ask is about what are you doing for your job right now? Are you doing anything special, and do you have any projects, something that you want to tell us?
Uh, my dream is to write a book for education in Turkish for parents. It's on the
I
way.
hope you will.
It's on
Oh,
the way.
wonderful.
Right.
Great.
My purpose is to complete it as soon as possible. I can say this. The topic is secret.
Okay.
I should keep that secret.
Please don't tell.
Okay. At university, my purpose is to make my students pass their levels. I would like to host different educators, different people from different fields in my YouTube channel. And I would like to increase my personal speech in my channels too.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to reach a lot of people. I would like to give information coming from literature, coming from books. My purpose is to read a lot, to develop first myself and then to the society.
I see.
These are my
That's
aims
all.
about my
Your aims.
profession.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very
I'm
much, Yağmur
satisfied
hocam.
with my life, hocam, right?
It's wonderful to hear it,
Right.
to hear it that, these days, when the people say this, I'm satisfied in my life, I'm happy with my life, we become happy because, when we ask these questions, are you happy with your life? And probably these days they say no, or we are looking for something, some other things, or something like that. Yeah, thank you. To hearing these kind of things all makes us happy.
Thank you. I hope everyone can fulfill their dreams.
Yeah, I hope
It is
so.
important. It is difficult to reach, but we can try. We are on the way all the
Definitely.
time. It's just a short trip. Enjoy it.
You are right. You are right. It's just a short trip. You are right. And that time flies, Yağmur hocam. And I'm sure that actually, and we cannot guess what's gonna happen in the future, or we just suppose it and we just guess what's gonna happen. When you think about yourself, how do you see yourself in 10 or 15 years later? Will you still be will you be in education, or will you try another jobs?
Hmm,
Hard
I
question.
don't.
I know.
Yeah. I don't know. But I really wonder about it. I am very excited. That's a very nice question. I think everyone should ask now and write a comment about it. Where do you see yourself after 10 years?
You're right.
Maybe, maybe I can still work. I am teaching or not. I am not sure. I am writing books. I am writing maybe scenarios.
Oh,
Right. It's another dream. Uh, Maybe I have a consulting department company.
uh-huh.
Why not?
Why not?
I don't know
Yeah.
about
You're right.
education, but still, I will be on that path.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam, to
Yeah.
hearing these things. You have a plan, you guess what's gonna happen, and I hope you will, fulfill your dreams.
You too, Hocam.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
all of us.
to make me think about that question. It's
You're
the
welcome.
hardest one.
You're welcome. Yağmur hocam, sometimes we face actually difficult situations, and when we face that situations, we say that, oh, I wish I could have a superpower so I could easily solve it. I could easily, cope with that problem. But when we think this in our classroom, sometimes we really face a lot of difficult situations which we cannot handle it. Think about them. And my question is, if you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
What am I doing? Is it the question? Or I have a superpower, I can change one thing about
No, if you,
teaching.
yeah, if exactly, we can say that actually, if you could have one superpower, and which one would you choose for your classroom, and why, and what would it be, and how would it help you in the classroom?
For each individual in my class, um, I would like to learn about childhood traumas of my students.
Oh, that's
I would like to know their parents, their background, their culture, uh, where they belong to. I would like to learn more about their families.
oh, I see. Hmm.
Then I can know them closely as an individual, then understand their needs. But it's not possible for us all the time, even though we communicate much with the students. Still, there are some uncompleted parts, incomplete sentences uh, they are saying. That is one thing.
Hmm.
I would like to know more about their background, their social background. Um, One more thing I can say, I would like to give them courage.
That's
Sometimes
important.
I can't do it for production. They all the time hesitate to speak, especially the shy ones. If you are an introvert, your job is difficult while you are learning a language.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
That's really important, and it's really difficult. It's like in Turkish, it says like it's kanayan yaramız. That's it. That part is really important for us. I think
yeah.
we really face difficulties to make them, the speak or write for production parts. I don't know, but maybe we will find a lot of, the ways to make them, the produce something in our lessons. But by the way,
Absolutely.
that was the first time I heard, about the superpower, that learning about their backgrounds. I've been, I have done a lot of, the interviews, but this was the really the one of the different ones I think I heard about the superpower. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you for
Hocam.
the question as well. Right.
Okay, and Yağmur Hocam, think that that we finish our interview and you go outside your home and you find a lottery ticket, ends up winning $100 million.
Mm.
What would you do? But please be honest. I know it's really a lot of money. I'm sure that a lot of
Believe
people
me,
would have it.
I will go on working first because those lotteries, those lottery won people lose them at one night yani. So I will go on working, but maybe I can use that money for my dreams. I don't know, but money is not everything. If you don't have a purpose, a philosophy in your life, if you don't have a concrete purpose about your self, about your profession, money does not do anything for you. It's not actually so important, you know.
I
You
see.
need to have a purpose. Yeah, but
You are right.
tabii I accept tabii. I would like to win the lottery. That's another thing yani.
Everybody wants to win that lottery, I think.
Right.
The $100 million, it's a huge money. Okay,
Yeah.
thank
I
you
will
very much,
start
Hocam.
evaluating my dreams, which one is closer to me, and money can help them or not, help me to reach them or not.
Uh-huh.
I will start thinking about them.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Hocam. Okay, the time really flies, and now I'm gonna ask you my last question, Hocam. Are you ready for it?
Ready hocam.
Okay,
Ne demek? Burada
perfect.
here you are asking the questions. I am ready for it. I am
Okay,
the guest
perfect.
today.
Okay, wonderful.
Again and again, I am repeating with my inner voice to me.
Yeah, no, you are right. Thank you. And what is your motto?
Uh,
Difficult, I know.
what is my motto? Uh, life is beautiful.
You are right. I can't say more about it. Life is really beautiful.
Right. It's a film's name, by the way. It's my favorite one. But life is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We have
I see.
difficult waves. They are coming and going. Uh, we are in a station. We are waiting some trains. But being on the way is beautiful.
You're right. Thank you. Life is beautiful, as you said.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Hocam.
Thank you.
And I have asked all my questions, Yağmur Hocam. And before ending our live sessions, would you like to add anything else?
I appreciate your efforts. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for all the listeners. Yes, I talked about language teaching, language teachers a lot, but at the same time, I try to give my philosophy and give try to give information about the importance of psychological issues
Uh-huh.
because it's quite important. As we are not robots, uh, don't underestimate the power of emotions. I can say to the listeners, whatever else you do, whenever, wherever
Uh-huh.
you are not robot. Please be aware of your soft skills, your senses. They matter.
You are right. Thank you very much for this, the nice ending, hocam. Thank you. Okay, and I would like to say thank you very much one more time, Yağmur hocam, for your ideas, for your suggestions, for your advice, and especially your precious time. You spent your time with us here. That was
Thank you.
really important for us. Thank you very much. Thank you, hocam. And Dr. Yağmur Ersoy was with us tonight when Teacher Talks 181st, and we had a fruitful session with her, and we talked a lot of different topics. And as you know that we are going to be here next week at the same time on the same day every Monday at 9 p.m. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until the next time, please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, Yağmur hocam. And bye bye, everybody, and peace.
Bye bye.